A warm welcome to Disky Talk with Leon. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I do ask that you please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've been a part of this journey, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this episode. So, on today's special episode, I'm joined by two amazing guests as we discuss all things Dstv Premiership. But I'll start by introducing my guest. The man to the left of me goes by the name of Tulani. How are you, my brother?
Good, man. How's it?
Good. And the man to the right, Luke.
Nice.
Sharp. I'm glad to have you guys. Without wasting any time, gents, let's head right into it. I'll start by reading the log standings. So at number 16, we've got Swallows. At number 15, we've got Marumo Gallants. At 14, Baroka. At number 13, TS Galaxy. At number 12, we've got Chippa. At number 11, Maritzburg United. At number 10, Cape Town City. At number 9, we've got Golden Arrows. Number 8, Amazulu. Number 7, Orlando Pirates. At number 6, we have Supersport United. Number 5, Sikukune. Number 4, Stellenbosch. Number 3, Royal AM. Number 2, we've got Kaizer Chiefs. And then at number 1, we have Mamelodi Sundowns. So, the games which have been played, almost at the halfway mark, where most teams have played 12 so far, going to 13. So it's actually a very good time for us to sit down and just have a conversation, and have a look at who's who in the zoo. So the first segment that we're going to have a look at, gentlemen, is the team that has disappointed you the most so far this season. I'll start with you, my brother. Which team has disappointed you the most so far?
Okay, let me just not go to the obvious, which is Kaizer Chiefs. I'll say Swallows, my brother, because I think the log standing says it all. Number last, they've put the coaches on special leave. They've done everything. They've scored a less amount of goals. They've conceded a lot of goals. Yeah. So many things are going wrong there. So that's the most disappointing team for me this season. After Kaizer Chiefs.
but with Swallows, I just want to add your point, but that's not my team that has disappointed. It's Swallows, to think about it. Even last season, they weren't scoring a lot. They're not a high-scoring team. They just didn't concede as much as they've conceded now. But with this season, what you've noticed with Swallows, they've only scored 3 goals in 12 games. Oh. So it's 1 goal every 4th.
Yeah.
So if that would disappoint any football lover, basically, especially their own fans. Those 3 that were but my team that's been disappointing is obviously Pirates. I won't even, because I don't really follow others' success that much to have expectations for them. But the Pirates bringing in the new, not new, but the assistant thinking Ubuti Mhlampe would work with Fadlu to change something, which obviously doesn't work.
Yeah.
The new players we thought we brought in, which this past break, they weren't convincing signings. So you thought maybe the ones we brought in previously would now at least bridge that gap. The lack in quality here, even with the coaching, that wasn't happening. So I don't know what I expected, but it's way better than the 7th position we're sitting on currently.
Yeah, so just to touch on, he brought up Swallows. Swallows is also actually my team that has disappointed me the most, and I will concede that they weren't a high-scoring club last season, and they drew so many games. It's just when you have a look at the personnel and you have a look at some of those players, yes, one could argue that they lost players, but when you have a look at the squad and the depth that they have got so many options, and I just would have thought that if they started off badly, the coach would have looked to tweak things a bit, and bring in certain players in certain departments. But what also made me very disappointed was that even when Utruta tried to make the change, he went to a 3-5-2 and a 3-4-3, but they're still the same players, you know. And I just think that it's personnel more than it is tactical at times, you know. Sometimes you need players who think differently, who play differently, you know. So you're not scoring the goals. Maybe then look at introducing midfielders who are a lot more creative, midfielders who are a lot more penetrative. Because when you have a look at the midfield, which is something I want to point out, usually they play with Nyatama, they've got Matlo, and then they've got Uchispo Mgwen. So with all due respect to them, very experienced, you know, when it comes to Dstv Premiership football. But when I'm looking at the advanced roles, I'm looking at maybe as 2 number 8s. Why haven't we seen Magaman and Tibedi playing consistently? You know, and then maybe have Musage as your defensive midfielder. Yes, he doesn't have the legs, but when you've got those 2 young players who've got the legs to go box to box, and they also have the creativity, you know, and then up front, you could always change. You could go with Musonda instead of Hamaldine. You've got Machalwa, you've got Saleng, you've got Malinga, Konundlovu. So they've got so many players, you know, and I just think to myself that the quality that they have, there's teams which are further up the log that would less quality, that would love to have those players, you know. So for me, that is very disappointing, because you've got all this talent to your disposal. Why haven't we seen certain faces coming in?
You know, I just want to come in quickly there. You know, the changing of coaches has something psychologically to the players, because now you're unsettling the players. The coach is there working hard to get the philosophy there. They got the players, like you said. But now, do they have the coach that is going to stay there to implement whatever philosophy that they want? No. They took the assistant coach, they put him there. You know? And now they are both gone. I think the assistant coach is gone as well. So that level of consistency at the bench is more important for me in terms of players. So I think it's affecting them more than anything.
Yeah, that whole technical team is gone. I think even the 2 ladies probably violated. But that's the thing. It comes back to management as well. You seeing who's your team is doing this, not doing this. And then you're going to put a coach on suspension. You bring in the same person that he's been working hand in hand with to lead the team. 2-3 games, you bring in the coach back from suspension with the same. What are you trying to achieve? Because that's not changing anything. It's like, go to the naughty corner. Come back.
Well, what has improved?
So nothing improves. Basically, the philosophy is still, if it wasn't working on the 3rd game, it's not going to work in the 6th game. If you've suspended me for these 2 games in between. So comes back to management as well, which there's something that at the top is lacking, not filtering down, because at the end of the day, if you're going to fire the whole assistant, the whole technical team along with the coach, then you must have known what was the issue all along. You must have picked up with a report or something, because Bachi, after the match report here, Kaizer Chiefs, there's no way you make an announcement 90 minutes after a game. So that was building up. And that was that last row was okay, we've identified 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then they pulled the trigger after that game, Izolo. But it's been building up from the top.
From the top. So 2 questions then arise, gentlemen, that I have for you now. The first question is, how long then do you think does it take for a coach to implement their philosophy? Because we always hear this word coming up, philosophy. We always hear, you know, he needs certain players, he needs time. And in the world that we're in, the world that we find ourselves in, is the world of football, is the world of results. How long then should a coach be given then to implement their philosophy, especially when you're looking at a Swallows right now? If the next coach comes in, and then how long would you say that that coach needs with regards to implementing the philosophy?
Yeah, to answer your question, this is a game of results. I think we should start there. If you bring a coach, you have a mandate, you know, and then there's those short-term goals, you know. Those short-term goals will determine whether the coach stays or you give him another chance. So you will see how far did he fall. If maybe after 5 games you're expecting maybe 10 points, how many did he get? and then can you give him another chance, you know? Then you will have a red flag after 10 games. If the coach is not performing after 10 games, I mean, come on. It's only a league of 30 games. So
hey, with that one, it's a tricky one because now you've got a lot of aspects to look at, né? By Ashoguti in the PSL, you've got the top league and you've got the lower leagues. So I don't know if they divide it into three leagues or 2 leagues. But you measure it with the people in your league, basically. Abu Swallows, Nabu, TS Galaxy. They basically expecting to beat each other. If you lose against the Sundowns, that's fine. Those are points that are not counted. But if you're gonna lose, if your calendar is so hectic, Uguti, you playing just your age mates for those 12 games that are coming, they gauge it with that. But me, now personally, I feel a philosophy goes with how ambitious the team is. Pirates can't have a season to play around. We want CAF. Yeah. We want, even not even Pirates people. I don't think Pirates people wanted like we do. Tina fans, Chiefs people. Yeah. They wanted more than Chiefs management and what wanted. And it boils down to TS Galaxy. TS Galaxy probably has 20-25 fans. They're happy with 6 points against their rivals there and there. And sorry, and they can't now be ambitious enough, Fuguti, if they finish outside the top 3, heads must roll. Yeah. But now you look at it with the Stellenbosch. That's why I really am envious what's happening at Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch, that man came in when they were promoted. I think it's the 3rd season now. Yeah. They're there. You only seeing the results now. Last season they mid-table. They don't lose too much. They don't basically fall out the chasing pack. But now they're in 4th. Yeah, and they started the season like so. At the end of the season, you look at it and you're like, what was our goal? Are we building for future? Are we a trophy basic, like our top 3? Tina, we can't be building now. We've built since 1937. Yeah. So we can't be building now. Ibaroka is a team from 2007. They've got a cup. They've got a beautiful village. So those are people that you see, it's okay. If they're starting with such things, there's going to come a point where they say, okay, we've been here for 20 years now. Now we look at other goals. You understand? So that philosophy also changes as well, coming with the territory that you're in at that moment.
Hey, yeah, these people, they're always building. How about Bob the Builder?
Yeah.
So the next question then, gentlemen. So going forward then, who is the man to lead Swallows?
Yeah, I mean, preferably relegation. No, but I think Hunt should go back.
Hunt should go back. They play the brand, which I don't know what brand it is. Hunt seems like the man. As what we fail to understand in South African football, there are coaches for certain teams. There was a Tinkler at Pirates, which was never going to work. Maritzburg, Cape Town City, like I say, Futi, it goes with that territory. You can't have a Gavin Hunt with a Chiefs philosophy. Chiefs from Academy, and they're struggling to get that back. And then you get a Gavin Hunt and give him a season and say, win us things. That is never gonna. Yeah, it's never gonna make sense. Because even at Super Sports, when he won those 3 titles in a row, even with Vets, you knew Gucci was what. Chulani Khatwayo, Abo Bushem Kwanazi. You want all of those, that kind of football. Yeah. At Chiefs, they don't have that. Who's the tallest player at Chiefs? Matoho, which is, But so you need the kind of players that Gavin Hunt needs to play with. Because Gavin Hunt's football eliminated Piliat. We even thought Piliat's football had escaped him. Because of how the gent plays. It's not a bad way, but you need players for that kind of football. And even we know Uten Malisa. We know how he plays. Yeah. So tall players won't work for him because
he's a carpet football whatnot person, but he always lacks it. End result.
Yeah.
But so it's always. But for me, Gavin Hunt and Swallows, because it can't get any worse.
Yeah.
It can't get any worse.
I've seen 3 names actually. I just saw Fanima Dida there for
yes.
He might be taking them through on interim basis. But there's 2 more names. Gavin Hunt came up and Dylan Kerr. He's also available.
Yeah.
I prefer Dylan Kerr because of the players that Swallows have. Dylan Kerr plays football. He'll attack you. He'll play 1-2s. He'll do everything. As opposed to Gavin Hunt, who will play with those wingers, and put in those crosses. Swallows don't have those powerful headers, So for me, Dylan Kerr is the guy to take Swallows forward.
So, from the teams which have disappointed us, which was mostly about Swallows, we move on to the teams which have impressed us. But which team has impressed you this season?
I've got 2, mainly because the one is based because of they've been in the PSL, which they mixed it with the Royal AM, basically.
Yeah.
So they've mixed it with, I don't know how they got that right and how they got them playing Balala in one room by whatever formula they use to convince those players, they believe in whatever project is happening there. And that one, that's still, even yesterday, it was yesterday, no? Yeah. They won 1-0.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even scrappy wins. When you champions win scrappy, when it's difficult, when it's going up, you manage to get something.
Yeah.
So that one has impressed me, and the other one is Stellenbosch. Like I say, that project, they've believed in it since they made it to the PSL. As they've had bad runs, you've never heard they coach to or whatnot. Today they are there because football, you can't cheat football.
Yeah.
If you need to fix something in football, you can't go around it because izobuya futhi
bite you.
Bite you. So if you're correcting the right steps and following it and basically respecting the game respects you back. So I feel like those 2, and they 3rd and 4th, no?
Respectively,
yeah. So those 2 have surprised me thoroughly, and I'm impressed with that.
Yeah. So when it comes to Royal AM, we'll start with Royal AM. Like I really like how they play, and credit must go to John Matuga, And what I like about his style is that it's very offensive. He plays on the front foot. He's actually the first coach in South African football I've seen play a 3-4-3 without a defensive midfielder. And for me that is quite impressive. It's only as of late where he started introducing Upalan, but most of the time within the heart of midfield he's gone with Mashikinya and Mahlasel. These are ball players, So then it tells you that how intelligent he is and the type of training sessions they have on the training ground to manage the spaces in between the players, to be able to institute defensive action as a team, which is very important. And without the ball, it's amazing to see that they can transition to a 5-4-1. So teams like that for me are very dynamic. And our league, hey, coaches will go 3 defensive midfielders because they're afraid to play.
Exactly. You're afraid to concede.
You're afraid to concede. You're afraid to open it up, to do anything.
And then you get a 0-0 and you're like,
I'm happy with that.
With the 1 point
You know what I'm saying?
So frustrating.
And their most impressive win was against Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, they go to FNB and they go without a defensive midfielder. Sure. We're gonna play 3-4-3.
Yes.
This is how we play. And even within their 3-4-3, Utsidi Somonamori, he plays as a left wing back. By trade, he's an attacking midfielder. He's not even a left back. So already you understand what I'm saying? Already you're only looking at 4 defensive players. You've got the 3 centre backs, and then you've got Mkhize, who's naturally a right back. Everybody else is offensive-minded. Mahlasela in the midfield, offensive-minded. Mashikinya, offensive-minded. These are players who, at their previous clubs, they used to play attacking midfielder. But now John Matuga said, you know what? Let me use them to start my play from deep. So that has really, really impressed me about Royal AM. And it's something I know that you're very passionate about Royal AM.
Yeah, Real AM is one of the teams that impressed me the most this season. So we have spoken about this at length, and you taught me that Mashikinya is actually a deep lane playmaker. You know, it's so hard to differentiate between that CDM and that deep lane playmaker. And Mashikinya, after you told me, I could see that his role is more of to make the team play, to spread those passes. And you have Mahlasela, you have Potsane at times, who scored yesterday. It's amazing that he scored against your second team, which is Stellenbosch.
My second team.
No. I mean, on the list of teams that impressed you this season. It's amazing that they played together yesterday and they cancelled each other out.
Yeah.
So what stood out for me for Real AM is that they are actually not number 3. If we were to use our calculators, they are number 2 because they've played one game less than Kaizer Chiefs, and they just 1 point behind Kaizer Chiefs. So if they win that match in hand, they are number 2. So they are bringing it home. Umam Kiza will be lifting it. So I'm very impressed in Real AM, and the second one has to be Mamelodi Sundowns. Those guys make everybody looks ordinary.
Yeah.
They make every opponent look
Sundowns,
weak.
I don't mention it now because I feel like it's Sundowns.
It's obvious.
Sure. So the competition is between number 2 and 16.
Yeah.
Because these guys, they literally just, I'm your father.
Sure.
Yes, man.
Like,
I'm like, yes, man.
Yeah.
Now there's a point where they got all 3 coaches. Okay, well, they got Urulani back and then they got Steve, I think, in the same window. And all of us, back at the back of your mind, you know, these guys, with the players they have, what they're doing there should be illegal.
Sure.
But it's because now we're hoping it fails. We're like, the three what, this won't work, egos will clash.
Yeah.
Sure.
God, we didn't. Okay, a lot of people noticed to go see. Oh, Steve is a father. Steve is not gonna bicker with the Rulani and
Sure.
So with that alone, and you have a technocrat and you have a strict tactician here.
Yeah.
You have everything.
You have everything.
Rolls
And then you have players.
Then you have
from goalkeeper to defense to midfield.
Mayema plays like he's been there for 2 seasons.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Kapinga comes in once every 6 months. Ngati has been there forever. And I'm like,
it goes back to what you said though. You can't cheat football. You have to
100%.
invest in your
That's
football.
7 years that Pizzo built there.
Sure.
One man. That he built alone. That foundation is laid.
Yeah.
Once you build a foundation, you can renovate all you want.
Yeah. Going up.
This foundation here is gonna keep it standing for 20 years.
And you know, guys, for me, you know, it's just words that come to my mind when I look at Sundowns: quality, consistency, golfing class. It's just a huge difference. For me, it's not even about the point system anymore.
Sure.
It's just the quality that these guys show on a weekly basis. It gets to a point to where it's like a training session.
Sure.
How they build up, and what I love about their play is that everything is just organized. You know, they start from the back, and it goes back to what you're saying, that you can't cheat football. And they are so true in that sense that you hardly ever see them bypassing one phase to another. No, they'll start from the back and they just work it up nicely.
And it comes back.
And it comes back exactly the same way. And what I love about it then is they prepare the whole squad. The coaches aren't just working with 12 or 13 players, right? But tomorrow, if another player comes in, you'll see that, okay, he fits a part and parcel of this system. You know, it's a system that has been built and players can fit into that system, as opposed to it being a team that is reliant on certain individuals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and if you have a look at it, you have a look at Umshishi, for example. We all know the quality footballer that he is. But some could even go as far as saying that at times he's been off the mark a bit, but Mayama has stepped up. And you won't really see it because then you've got Mayama there, you know. And when you have a player like Mayama, he also then brings in Utembazwane into the game because there's certain players who play well with each other. They bring each other into the game, you know. So for me, what Sundowns is doing is, I sit there and I ask myself, can't do all these other clubs? They don't sub well. They don't look and think.
I ask myself, who caused a player Mutsipe in Twana? I should like in front of you and you chilling there, you're like, I think for Nelu case, like
we are born.
They don't care.
We are born and you spend.
And there's no way you can expect to upgrade something and you don't spend on something you're upgrading. Absolutely. Even the quality of your education, it goes back to everything. For you to get quality, you need to spend. And if that quality brings you money back, why are you not reinvesting it? People access into Zabochabupule and fanfares and whatnot. We see which it's become a business. Like, that is very clear. They're not gonna make it in this league, but that's fine. If they're not making it, invest then in players that are coachable. In Sundowns, like you said, they train the whole squad. If Sundowns was to fetch you from Naturel, Mabati but need a left back the way you can see Uti, these people don't cheat football. You play there and it would look like you've been there.
You've been a part of the system.
But they got who's that player that be like, this one won't even play. Domingo. And Grand Kekana as well. And Domingo was like, Look at him now. He's basically eating Nkulisa's lunch for fun.
Without making it about the Sundowns, I just want to mention Uchali as well.
Uchali, look at
so Uchali. Important in that squad. Charlie started the season as an 8. They had Ukotsie as a 6.
As a 6.
You know, he was a busy man there as an 8, but now he's playing as a 6.
As a 6.
He's playing exactly the way Ukotsie was playing. So relaxed. He's scanning his.
And you know, something to mention about the Sundown squad is how players can fall out of favor but work hard and then regain the favor and then back into the lineup. Because I look at Mutao. Mutao is a player who last season he got a couple of chances but didn't do well, right? And then he was put to the side. And he was even offered then to go on loan, but he turned it down because he wanted to fight. Now he's the starting choice right back.
Look at him now.
Look at Uchali as an example. Jali, I think, is the perfect example of a player who can get to Sundowns, not play, fight to get into the side, fall away, and then come back again. You know, so
that's exactly what
you see the character, and it also then speaks to the environment that the coaches have created. It shows that they've created a balanced environment, which is very competitive. It's 100%. Fair. You know, if you work hard in the training sessions, you perform during the matches, you get to keep the jersey. You know, and for me, I've always predicated for your performances where you get to keep the jersey. You know, it shouldn't be emotional decisions.
That's the most fairest thing in football. Even when Mtobi Mvala was being bashed all over by the fans, I guess he's not a model.
He's not sexy.
He's a soldier.
Sexy.
That's the quack. So they were bashing him, but we want Charlie. But now, Mtobi's performing. Probably not to the set. He's doing something right to the coaches' eyes. They can't keep folding you if you basically costing them anything. And they're not conceding. They basically winning, and everything is still within their plan. So why drop something that's working when you can see clearly you're not being affected by whatever's happening? So I was like, Charlie is a better player, but if I'm playing you and you on form,
why must I take you out? You deserve to be there. Play on, my boy. Uchali said, I think 6 months when Pito first signed him, which is social media things, not confirmed by Upito. He stayed on, he lost weight, he fought for his jersey.
got on form, he played. He got injured, Bam replaced. I can't just pull you out just because,
I feel like it. Yeah.
But you're doing well at that time.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, I think it's about what he said, system. It's not about an individual.
Exactly.
It's about how you fit into the system.
100%.
And I think that's what the guy who's not a model did. He fit into the system, and then they couldn't sideline him.
Yeah.
You know? So it's more about the system. What was laid there is so beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Work on your system, and then everything will be easy.
100%.
You
Because
just
you have
keep
to
patching here, add there. It's just gonna keep moving. That's what most of the teams don't want to do. Chiefs, Pirates, we just sign.
And there's Pirates,
runners, you know?
Pirates will bring you 10 players. Né?
Yeah.
8 of them are midfielders.
Sure.
They've already got 6 midfielders that are not playing. And then they will take a Ndlovu that's midfielder and want to play him right back because they've sent their right back on loan. Yo, that's what to a mess.
Yeah.
And you sit and you ask yourself, this player is on loan, the best defender of the season at that club. You take him back to loan. Utati midfield, uileta la. Utati defense, uibega.
Are you talking about Dube?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Like, Dube's situation doesn't make sense because if it's something personal, it can't be with the coaches because coaches have come and gone. Since Pelu Dube Vayaguno Michu.
Sure.
Rulani came, or Vayaguno Rulani, sorry, when he was still when he was practicing for Sundowns. When he was auditioning for Sundowns.
Yeah.
And then Wavayu Dube, Washijama coach, Wavayu Lona, Wabuya Lona, Wambile Majelo. Still, they sent him out on loan. And you can see who's a right back.
He is performing.
Yeah.
He's been so good at that position, but...
Yeah,
so it's a thing, Uti, when you have no system, you're basically going to be doing now, you find a you take 9 players and you're like, okay,
let's just try.
Against these guys that are already here, I'll pick the best one. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
This is not high school football. High school football is only... season is 3 months and then it's cricket season and then it's rugby season. So that for 3 months you can fluke it like a tournament.
Yeah.
MTN 8 you can fluke, you only play 4 games.
Yeah.
All of these things. But if it's gonna be a league and you want something sustainable, you're gonna have to build on something it doesn't fall over and waver.
So gentlemen, the big question then is do you think then Sundowns will go on and lift yet another one?
Are you asking Champions League?
No, I'm talking about the Dstv Premiership.
This one's obvious.
It's obvious. I'm not even looking at it.
Even before it started this league. Sundowns, it's going to take management to mess up what's happening at Sundowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to take a rift on top to mess up.
So then the real question here is, how many more years do you think Sundowns will keep dominating this league?
Until the guys that call themselves the big clubs
step up
and actually invest in their football.
Yeah, true. I think we are not going to stop Sundowns at this rate. We don't buy quality players. We play old players. Sundowns play. Ukekana is gone. He was good. He was performing. He won trophies with the club. He's gone.
Yeah.
Why? The legs are no longer there. We're playing 35, 36-year-olds. We want to compete with Amasandawana.
If you're wondering what team he's supposed to, just look at the colors that he's wearing. But anyway, let's move on to the next segment. The next segment, Jeremy, is the team we should look out for the rest of the season. Which team do you think we should be looking out for the rest of the season?
Royal AM.
Royal AM.
I think, like you said, fearless. Maduka is so fearless. He plays football. If he loses playing football. If he wins, he wins playing football.
Yeah.
So you look at their goals. They are second best scoring team after Mamelodi Sundowns. That says something.
That says
they go all out. Look out for Royal AM. Mam Kiza is building something there. We saw Mama Cho.
That's see.
So
you want to protect your heart.
So with regards to teams to look out for me, it has to be Cape Town City, nah? And I like, so two things can be right at the same time. So firstly, I'm gonna start by pointing out the negatives, and then I'm gonna point out the positives with Cape Town City. So I really like Cape Town City, and I like what Eric Tinkler's doing at Cape Town City, and I like what they can become. It's just that what they've struggled with is the consistency throughout the 90 minutes. So they will have spells of maybe 20 to 30 minutes where they play beautiful football. You know, but then the intensity drops. And a great example of that was when they played against Golden Arrows. I mean, after 55 minutes, they 4-0 up.
Sure.
With 5 minutes to go, they're scrambling, they're defending for their lives. The game ends 4-3.
Sure.
You know, against Sundowns in the MTN8 final, second half, Eric Tinkler, he makes the tactical tweak. He goes to a 3-4-3. They were all over Sundowns. At some point, it felt like Cape Town City is taking this game.
That game, yeah.
You look at the league game against Sundowns, where 0-0 again. So when I look at those things, Cape Town City, you know, on their day, they play some enterprising football. Tactically, they're very sound. They've got quality players. I mean, from the back, you work it into midfield, up front. At the back, you've got Mbara, you've got Fasika, you've got Phillies, you've got Mashego off the left and Kize off the right. In the heart of midfield, you've got Mukeke, Notata, Mtanzani joining up front. You've got Ralani, Lake. There's so many quality players. You know, my only issue with them has been that they've lacked that concentration at key moments of the game, and whenever then they tend to switch off. That's when the other team will get back into the game. Case in point, this past weekend against TS Galaxy, they're winning 2-1.
Sure.
Edmilson makes that mistake, you know. So those are the things that I don't really like about Cape Town City that Eric Tinkler has to work on. But I think with this extended break coming up because of AFCON, I think you'll have enough time to then be able to just re-implement certain things. And let's work on certain things. Yes, no football team can play high intensity for 90 minutes. But let's look at our game management. How do we manage the game when the intensity is starting to drop off? The league allows you to make 5 substitutions. Can I then work with the rest of the squad to say that, okay, if when I'm Mayo, you're coming off the bench, what is your job? You know, so those players, you know, if when I'm Akola, you're coming off the bench, how do you then balance the midfield for us, you know? So, but from a positive perspective, I mean, they were able to match Sundowns in 90 minutes. You know, at times they look like they that one team. They that one team that can actually go to toe-to-toe with Sundowns and actually start to compete and challenge. For me, it's just the consistency that they have to work on. But they work on the consistency. They work on the concentration. I think they're well on their way, because the most important aspect for me when it comes to a football club and a coach is high recognition value. And what high recognition value is, it speaks then to the game model of the coach. Can we see what you're trying to do even when you lose, even when you're going through a bad spell? So Cape Town City, mid-table, they're going through a bad spell, but we can see what they want to do.
Like when you lose playing football. I'm not one for Lenale hitting on the sides. Lose playing football. Win playing football, or you give me results. If you're getting me results, that's fine. But if you're not getting results, give me football. Give me one of the two. You can't play mud football, not get results, or you playing beautiful football and not getting results. What Micho did, and as Indengi Sola and I also, Micho came to the club because he gave them hope that beautiful football wins you things. Or it can when you are just, people think it can't coexist. And beautiful football and trophies and results should coexist. But Micho gave us what? He gave us beautiful football. When we stopped playing beautiful football with Jay-Z, we won a trophy, and then he was like, beautiful football here. Now they're comparing beautiful football has nothing, this one has something. Bafika abu Ngigazi, abu Fatu Benzani, I was not training at all. I was not training at all. Because if you watch Paris now, I don't even know who's 90 minutes going to win. The only thing I'll tell you is that we've got a defender, Gunda. I don't even know who's on form or not on form, or because there is nothing there that you see which is just, we're playing better because we're not now doing that mad football we used to. We can keep the ball for certain periods, but at the end of the day, if you're keeping the ball and not using it, then we might as well still Dali Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just want to comment to Cape Town City, but yeah, you do have a player in Unda. I like that player, and I think you have a player in Mahaka. I saw a tweet saying Mahaka is not Pirates material, but he's good. His touches are good. Yeah. He's got a goal. But I want to go back to Cape Town City. I think they play same football with Sundowns. It's been said before, and I think I watched it this weekend. I saw it. Their formation, starting from the goalkeeper, solid. Going to the centre backs, they will build up from the back, comfortably so. In Ophilis and Fasika, their build up is beautiful. And you have Umasheko. You have Umasheko who's going to be bombing up and down, and Umkiza doing the same thing. The same thing that Umutao is doing there. And you have Ulake doing it there. And then you have two number 10s. Something I didn't notice. You have Sundowns, you have Uzwane and Umayem. With Cape Town City, you have Umtanzani and you have Uralan. Oh, beautiful. The passes they play between the lines. Beautiful. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Kaizer Chiefs defenders are going to deal with those. Those guys don't pass you. They pass the space. You have to attack the ball. 100%. Now, coming back to how they miss a lot of their chances. Their front guy, Ulake, technically, for me, questionable. He will try to control the ball until the defender presses him. So I think they need someone who's got the same thinking with the attacking midfielder, with their number 10s. They receive the ball, their passing is one touch. When it gets to Lake, they lose it because he tries to control it so many times. I was so frustrated when I was watching them against TS Galaxy. He always tried to control the ball. Let it go, you've got the pace. Hit the ball. Come on. So I think they need to work on their attack.
Speaking of that game, Iko Lete TS Galaxy. I was watching football 101 when you relaxed and you.
It's beautiful to watch, no?
These boys, it's TS Galaxy. I want to like to listen to TS Galaxy.
Yeah.
Because it was such a beautiful goal, and I'm like, okay. You see, if you lose like that, then it's okay. Okay, it's not okay, but you lose playing football.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the sport, because at the end of the day, we don't just love results.
Yeah.
You want to sit there. You can't waste 90 minutes of your life not enjoying a game.
Exactly.
You want to enjoy. You want to see things that, okay, you learn certain things. You enjoy it. You want to do it again tomorrow. Ganjalo. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move it on, gentlemen. Nah? Let's move it on to the next segment. You know, we've touched on Royal AM, touched on TS Galaxy, we've touched on Cape Town City, we've touched on most of the teams. But the big three then, as we know it, you know, this man has been, you've been putting in that topic, your Pirates. So this is a segment where, you know, and on this side as well, he's been mentioning Chiefs here and there. But this segment is dedicated to that then. So we touched on Sundowns. So this segment then becomes then about Chiefs and Pirates, you know. So we will start with Pirates. What is your take on Pirates overall, Nje?
Do you need water?
Dinge Blackley would pass it. Mobile Pirates Pale Blackley and I am full. Okay, my man. With Pirates. Pirates is a long way from getting anywhere. Pirates is basically
I've never seen this guy speechless. Never. Pirates, stop it.
Dangi Pirates. When did they fire that guy, Gonch? August.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, they fired him in August. They gave him the preseason just to fire him after one game of the MTN 8. So who's gonna come in now with no preseason and steady a ship that's got an international break every fourth game or third game? Sharp, you get time to work with the players, but also you need the match fitness because abo Mahak bebangadlala, abo Makubela basha. And it goes back to 9 players every season. You're buying 9 players every season. You're letting go of your best players. Abo Memela should be retiring at Pirates basically. But I accepted the move because Uzokala went up 3 to Kalu 1, but it's happened. You have to accept. The management at Pirates, I don't even think they love Pirates like the fans love Pirates. Yeah, but they are there because you've put your Mbinji there in a Tanga who was a so 7 Zeli Pirates vibes. Yeah, I'm trying. Like, it's like they were there, so they are there because they were there.
Yeah.
It's not someone where you went and looked for a technical director that you know Uti is going to steady the ship in my club. You looked for goalkeeper coach and whatnot. But as is born on the, we don't see the progress. We don't see the difference. After Senzo Meyiwa, what has happened to Pirates goalkeeping? Now, if you Senzo, for him to even get to that, we had Abu Monib, we had keepers.
Yeah.
We never lucky with keepers, but it was coming. It was coming. From Monib to Senzo, we see it's okay. This one won us the treble. This one also now contributed to the second treble. We go back to Abu Mhlongo. Oh, and you look good, something is not make sure. But you know, you can't win a treble every season.
Yeah.
But at least don't fall off Wuchimanji when you there and you fall off there. When teams underperform, you finish second, you finish because you basically have that foundation set and you're building on. But they completely lost it. It's the structure that won them, that won us the. It's the structure that won them the trebles.
Yeah.
But now the structure is there. But we're still regressing every season. And you're bringing 9 players, you're bringing a new coach. From 2010 to 2021, we've had 10 coaches.
Yeah.
What does that tell you of a football club that has a... I don't even want to mention players. I'm sure Samba 100 and something.
Yeah.
And 100 and something. They keep their favorites. There's no reason why Umemela, they couldn't extend his contract for 2 years or whatever. Yes, injury prone, but when Memela would come back on the second half of the season, he would give you his everything. That's how Pirates pulled back to second place finishes. When you notice the second half of the season, when Memela comes back from his injuries, that man pulled us back from the deepest and darkest places.
Yeah.
And then that's the first player you let go because now you've got 9 other people you're getting a bag and buy. You don't even buy quality. It's like 9 that's available from and you're like, what? Sundowns signed Ushalulile Bapete who was the striker bunch? Erasmus and what? They had big guns, but they went and Keeper Leo was signing on fee or whatever because his club was also sold. So you see people that have ambition, they go and get that quality. You don't get 9 and hoping Wuti 8 is going to perform or 2 is going to perform or what's... Because you're not strengthening what you have. You're basically saying, fight it out, I'll wait, let's see what happens this whole season. There's no reason why Pirates shouldn't have a coach at this point in time of the season. It's December now. We're on the 12th game of the season. We don't even know who's head coach, Mandla or Fadlu. But Fadlu futhi iyangibhorinda bayakona because he was part of the underperforming management. Iswallows into engichaze ngayo baxoshe konke and bus driver and the person that cuts the grass. Because if you see ukuthi there's a rot here, you can't now when your roof in inkinga when you pressure la phela. Kumele ungene roof yonke and check everything and take out the whole thing.
Yeah.
And retile and whatever. You do that.
Yeah.
Because now Fadlu's gonna come on top of Mandla. I've been here longer than you. We don't know the power dynamics because now they don't update us on anything.
Yeah.
But Knebati is an assistant, Naloi assistant. So when it comes now to basically as a supporter and you're looking at it from that view, you know Uti Fadlu obviously has the bigger portion of the say because he's been there longer.
Yeah.
He's been with these players longer. So Mandla is obviously going to consult more than Fadlu consults. Probably we are and I would say this philosophy is not working. So that football wise they will be changing things. But experience wise of the environment where Pirates is not going to change much because of what was happening before they remained just the both of them. So me, Nagu Pirates, I want their management. Management.
Yeah.
And the one that runs the Twitter account, whoever that is, yeah, me I'd remove all of those.
Yeah.
They must hear me. And it's not just me, dog.
Yeah.
It's not just, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Football Twitter, so we post that every video. When I Twitter, when I report to it. Yes. I ain't loving your buzz. Imagine Twitter, I'm frustrated with someone I don't see.
Yeah.
So I've blocked them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I blocked the Pirates account. But, yo,
yeah.
like what's happening at Pirates, I want to imagine we in the Confederations Cup.
Yeah.
We can't even celebrate that. Sears is always winning, whatnot. But at the end of the day, we've cheated football. We basically, right now, as we're talking, we're taking shortcuts. But we got two goals, whatnot. Tomorrow they're going to come and play Ibaroka. They're going to be on our screens. And we're going to see everything that's wrong with Pirates through these players. And then what do they do the next day? They advertise a golf shirt, but you get it in store. But Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
You want to tell me this is a football club? Or a modeling agency or a fashion whatnot? There's no ways. There's no ways this is normal. Sundowns doesn't even care about that. They wear tracksuit your guest game. Why because they take care of football.
Football?
Yeah. Football matters.
Yeah.
They're home and away kids. Blue shorts or white shorts, yellow whatnot, blue or whatever the other way around. Leo was in an orange, in red, in pink.
Yeah,
like we pay too much attention on things that wouldn't matter if we were winning trophies. You understand? Now Tina Manchester Pay, which we the best, we have an app. That app we don't even see player injuries. We don't even see games that are not televised. We only see the log table. So they're focusing on all the wrong things that are not really gonna give you hope as a fan. Where are we going now with Pirates? What's the direction? Direction your app won't do anything for me. I wake up, I go hustle, and basically what I do, if I'm gonna spend on something Pirates, I need it to reward me back, not with money, because I love the club. So reward me with what I fell in love with. Give me football.
Yeah. Give
me football. Then the rest you can give the shirts to Abu Mama Joy, Imparo. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Give me the football. The app, I don't care about the app. I don't even have it on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm telling lower Twitter.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first from the most passionate Pirate supporter. Let's now move from one side of Soweto to the other side. which is Kaizer Chiefs. Mr. Tulani, what are your thoughts about your club, Kaizer Chiefs?
Yeah, I feel like Uskini was talking about Kaizer Chiefs. Marketing, focusing on the wrong things, but what needs to change there is buy quality. Start there. Buy quality players and have a system that is going to work in a way that you absorb the development players. Even when you have a coach, give them that clause in the contract that you have to have this average age in your squad to avoid a situation where we have a coach trying by all means to win trophies. What happens when we don't win trophies? We fire the coach, and then the next coach now has to start from scratch. All we want, I'm speaking on behalf of some Kaizer Chiefs fans, build something solid for the future. I feel like we are failing on that. We are not going to win a trophy. We bottled the Champions League, we bottled the MTN 8. Now we're left with the league, which we're not going to win.
Which is gone.
There is Nedbank Cup. I don't even have hope there because, we're playing with tired people, Look at the goals they concede. There's one that stands out for me.
I know which one.
Umpahlele was playing at left back. I hate to mention names because it's all about the whole team. Play fresh players with legs. Umpahlele has his man, and then they pass the ball to his man. What it does, he goes to look for the space to cover. Who does that? Who's going to mark your man? Then Cardoso, from there, everyone was late. From that moment, everyone was late because legs. Tower saw the man, but he couldn't stop him from Why? Because they're tired.
Exactly.
You have Udube on the bench. You have Ungobo playing as DM. He's not a DM. Play people where they're supposed to play. We go back to system. Have a solid system. Get a coach who's going to build a system for you. Get a coach who's going to lay a solid foundation for you, and then take it from there. Don't look for immediate results because they're not coming. We're looking for them now. They didn't come. So what's next? We are going to start looking for another coach who's going to build something, buy players, absorb the development players. I think stuff like marketing stuff and all those, I don't care about those. I don't even care about what they put on Twitter, if they block us or whatever. They must play. Get players to it's painful when in life you have to go to the next team to enjoy football. It's so painful. I love Kaizer Chiefs with all my heart, but I have to watch Cape Town City to enjoy football, for an example. I have to watch Sundowns to enjoy football. I have to watch Royal AM. That's painful. That's the most painful thing 100%. To do. Play football, dominate small teams. We're becoming a small team now. Abu Baroka. Dominate those teams. If they allow you, beat them with big scores. But yeah, that's what needs to change. Manage games better, dominate teams. Play football. Stop this thing. I always say Kaizer Chiefs doesn't have foreplay. Foreplay being building up from the back, taking it from there to consolidation phase, and then to the final third. They take it here. They kick it forward for Ubani, Utoli, Kama, and Utapaka to chase. As a result, we see them cramping. We see Abonangi cramping because they chase all the day, every day. Someone said, as a football player, you want to enjoy football. If you have a tactic that makes you chase every game, you're not going to enjoy football. You won't even look forward to playing the next game. Why? Because you don't feel it. Nange wants to play. Bakas wants to play.
Imagine the luxury of dolly and billiard.
They're always chasing.
But now they have to chase.
I won't be surprised if they don't last the whole season because you can't be always chasing. People need to be chasing you. You are Dolly. You are good. Dolly is on another level, guys. He needs to play football. Play him with guys who's going to pass him.
Just class, marvelous.
In Pirates, that's why the players get 6 months, 7 months outside. Medically can't play for 6 months. Where have you ever seen a team in all of their forwards in a hospital bed with crutches?
Something is wrong.
And the management is just, let's look forward to the next game, guys.
Hug the transformer.
Hug transformer. That's why. Upule, our quality with the most assists in our team, only played 6 games?
6 games.
And 4 assists in 6 games. 6 games. He was on crutches. Lodge Batty shoulder injury at home. That one must be investigated. The freak. Lepasa. His knee, I don't know. Ooh, Mango, I don't know if it was the incident of. that not football matters.
Yeah.
But if you look at Pirates' injury list, we don't even know our own injury list anymore because they don't update us. They've got an app where they say nothing. But next game in 6 days, and then it's counting down the minutes and the seconds. But you're not telling me if Umango Limele, if Umutwaru Wile suspension,
and
how far is injured. Only passes him when we on pictures. I don't know where these people get these pictures from, but you see him, I post the picture. He's close. Umuza, who's your source?
Trust me, dude.
Trust me, dude. He heard it from the transformer he was hugging. You see, so those kind of things. Because at the end of the day, we indirectly love these things that we do. Basically, we take our time for these football clubs. If stadiums were open, we'd be there if there's a game today. So there's a piece of ourselves that we sacrifice for these clubs. All we need back, give us the quality back. If I'm paying for a product, Ngeli service.
Absolutely.
Service. Because basically, if I'm consuming your product, I'm buying your shirts, I'm buying your tickets. That's me investing in what I need a return in. I can't be now flashing my money away just to go to it's fine. Other people do what they enjoy themselves. I watched Marumo Gallants play a better brand of football than Pirates. And they were losing that time. But you can see these boys, they're not just running around. There's something that's happening here. Just and that's fine, they're a small team. We understand. Sometimes you don't have the quality to bypass certain teams. And that's okay. But that's why we say lose playing football.
Sure.
In Pirates, when they lost their game with Chiefs, you can't be almost looking like you won't concede and then concede 2 goals like that in a derby.
Sure.
There's no way. You see, somewhere, somehow, there's a point where it doesn't matter now. It's just a game. Let's just get this game done. Let's go to the next one. Let's get this one done. Let's go to the next one. It looks like Bafike training bahlale bat so chance namhlanje senzani. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hey. When I chima lapho when I enzani lapho it's silinda kupule babuye injury. Hey, it's frustrating this thing, man.
But you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, from passionate Chiefs supporter, Pirates Chiefs supporter, Orlando Pirates supporter. Yeah, man, we're not happy with the Soweto teams. They have to step up and start challenging Mamelodi Sundowns. And speaking of challenging, then let's move it to the last segment of the show, which is the extra time segment, where we have to get a look at the fixtures for this upcoming weekend. So we've got Marumo Gallants versus TS Galaxy. We've got Pirates versus Baroka. We've got Chippa United versus Golden Arrows. Swallows versus Maritzburg United. Amazulu versus Royal AM. Kaizer Chiefs versus Cape Town City Stellenbosch versus Mamelodi Sundowns. And then Supersport United versus Sekhukhune United. Putwam, which fixture stands out for you there and why? And I'd like a prediction also.
Yeah, no, I'll go for the Chiefs and Cape Town City one. Based on the fact that Chiefs won and Cape Town City lost the game. They lost points. The coach was so unhappy about it. So you have a very good team coming with a not so good team in terms of playing football, and this one has won the game. So I'm expecting City to go at Chiefs with everything they have, and it would be very interesting to see how Chiefs will try to stop that beautiful attack of Cape Town City. So I'll be watching that very, very closely. But I'll be watching closely more Cape Town City in terms of managing the game, like you said, the consistency in the game. I feel like sometimes they lead, but they give it away because they can't manage the game.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, Chance, on this one, Uti, why is City struggling? Because when Benny was there, he said it's because Dove is a makeshift centre back. But now they're playing with centre backs. They're still conceding.
They still.
You know, I'll be watching that so close, and I'll be expecting Chiefs to win that one. Playing at home, they've just won, and they're playing against a not so good side defensively. Chiefs are the high scoring side. Billiard and Dolly, they are a problem going forward. So I'm expecting them to score and win that game by 2 goals to 1.
2 goals to 1.
Yeah.
Your standout fixture and prediction?
My standout fixture is the Sundowns and Stellenbosch. Yeah, that's my standout one. There, football will be played. Football will be played. I'm impressed with Dupre this season. That boy, if you compare him to last season, Dupre would literally get 9 chances in a game and not convert. And then it would look like road runner, road whatnot. But I think he's matured a bit. He doesn't rush it as he did. He's still not perfect. He's getting there. But Usaya mature. This boy with proper training and proper time, he's gonna be a top finisher. And basically with the build up, Stellenbosch, they've fallen off these past 2 games because they lost to Pirates and they lost again this weekend. So seeing how they react to, because they've won most of their games and drew. They lost their first game against Pirates, and then they lost their second one now. So I want to see how they're gonna react to now that shock, because this season it really is a shock what's happening with the Stellenbosch. So I expect that to be fireworks. Sundowns is as usual, really, whoever is playing, it's gonna be the usual culprits. But I know if they try and put in a spanner there, it won't be a surprise if that person can walk out with the man of the match. Yeah, so that one is one to watch, and I'm giving it to Sundowns. But I think they will concede, because the biggest thing this season is not Sundowns losing, it's if they concede or not.
Yeah.
So with this game, I think they will concede. But they've got remarkable management skills of a game. Even if Ganyuge like we Sundowns, something is coming. Something is coming. It's either you don't get a result or they get a result. It's never they don't get a result. They get exactly what they want. Even with that MTN 8 loss to Golden Arrows in that rainy whatnot.
It was a draw. Yeah, 1-1 draw.
1-1. Yeah. Yes.
So Franco scored. You shy.
And it was away, eh?
Yeah.
That game you could see man, what's happening with Sundowns here. But the rival fans were like, But then came the second leg, and you can see these people had a plan for 2 games. Because the second leg they dominated Arrows like they didn't even play like that in that 1-1. You understand? In the rainy one. So if a team has that kind of mental capacity, which they are able to plan for the same game but different situations, and basically play it like they played last year and whatnot in a week, then Ziaki. So I'm waiting to see how Stellenbosch take the losses and how they basically are able to stop firing Sundowns like that. But they will get a goal. Yeah.
Another loss for Stellis.
Another loss for Stellenbosch.
3 in a row now.
3 in a row. Yeah, it's tough. This team is tough. This
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. The 2 standout fixtures. We've got Kaizer Chiefs versus Cape Town City. And we've got Mamelodi Sundowns versus Stellenbosch. However, we have come to an end of a very, very special episode of Diski Talk with Luyolo. I thoroughly enjoyed this one, having 2 very knowledgeable men, very passionate as well, who have actually been very instrumental to then supporting this YouTube channel and this podcast as well, especially on Twitter. So thank you, gentlemen, for coming through. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, my brother.
My brother?
Good job. Yeah, thank you for coming through. Sharp. So, it was Dstv Premiership action. Babi Zebonke signing out.